Can go late.
I was about to say the Slark, but they banned it out on Motivate with their last pick. I think that would have been a great thing against this like tanky lineup where you just become an absolute beast because of all of the stolen stats that you're able to acquire.
You could jog.
Honestly, you could.
Like
Radiant crew ban. Dire crew ban.
we're back with our last series for the group stage. It's going to be Motivate taking on Nigma Galaxy Southeast Asia. And it's been a long group stage. 11 days, a lot of action. 9 solid teams so far. Unfortunately, we've had to say goodbye to one of them being a mega, but I'm excited for what the playoffs are going to entail. Getting a little bit ahead of myself here. Of course, this is still going to be an exciting series.
Yeah, for sure, and it's a series that still means something. It's pretty rare that you get to the very last series of the entire tournament, and it is still one that actually...
Radiant.
Puck.
10 seconds remain. 5 seconds remain. Radiant crew ban. Dragon Knight. Dire crew.
And it has well and truly underway though. Motivate Mars DK opener. Nigma Galaxy have gone for the Snapfire and the Puck. They've shied away from the Snap Tide, which is something that we've seen a lot throughout the group stages combined with the Snap. But it feels like they are looking to maybe just go for their Alacrity hero early, because a lot of the second phase bans are pretty
Dire crew ban.
at least focusing a lot on the Spirit hero, so just going for the Puck, which is a decent combo with the Snapfire, but it's
Plus
already
it's Alacrities, right?
Yeah, plus it's Alacrity's Puck. He's got quite the Puck.
Absolutely. I mean, I was watching Ponlo stream the other day, and he's like, "Oh, I'm playing against Alacrity."
Radiant crew ban.
Bods in all chat, like, what the? Just because it disables so much of how he loves to play. Kind of, this Dragon Knight kind of does that to Fearless, though, right? Like, yes, it's a great laning matchup against the Puck, but it's not necessarily how Fearless likes to play. You know, he likes to be that flashy playmaker, not just the stable, sit there and hit towers kind of guy.
I will say I think Fearless plays a very good DK though. Like, he knows his role, he plays it well, he plays it how you need to play a Dragon Knight. Like you said, it's not flashy, but there's games where you have to take a backseat and you have to play your role. Like that's just all it is. If you want to be on a winning team, you can never always be the one that is making the plays, being that Excalibur person, the one on the shoulders always at the end of the day. So this is I mean, this is an opener that will not be a free Puck game, to be honest. We saw Singapore Major. China was one of the first few teams that started to develop the Mars as a position 2, just to meta with going Yule Scepter early to deal with the Puck. I mean, you're not going to play that this game because of the DK, but if he has a really good lane, then Mars could definitely think about going that. But you've got a DK to start. All you need is really that first initial stun.
Yeah, I think so. And like the Mars, I mean, they could probably be supported by some kind of ranged stun hero. I mean, they've gotten rid of the Lion, which I'm happy with. I was kind of a little bit tired of seeing the Lion come out constantly. My main issue right now for Nigma Galaxy is that, other than the Tusk being picked up, is that I feel like they're gonna have a little bit of trouble doing enough damage to take out the enemy team. Like, and that's the thing. Like, Snapfire and Puck don't do small damage. Like, they do a decent amount of damage, these two, but even then, like, a DK and a Mars are very beefy. And I'm just kind of wondering,
5 seconds
They banned
remain.
Silencer? Okay. Well, I was thinking maybe they were trying to set up into going for something like Q's Dawnbreaker, just because, you know, if you've got that in addition to all of the innate beefiness that you've already got, plus they've banned the Undying, maybe that's just a sort of way to guarantee that Nigma Galaxy can just never kill you, and you can just constantly ball up around every single Elder Dragon form and push on forward.
Well, is this Tusk the right way to go then, considering you're saying that Nigma Galaxy might have some issues with damage, and I think Tusk quite often can be a way to enable damage issues, but you're against Mars with Bulwark, you're against DK that's got a lot of armor.
Pick.
There you go.
How do you kill these people? That's the issue for mine. So
That's a lot of healing.
that's a lot of healing, and you've kind of already shown your supports. So I was about to say, well, Silencer's gone, but are you really going to pick a Silencer in this? You know, the only other place that you could probably look to run the Silencer would be mid. You know, it'd be a decent lane up against the Dragon Knight.
5
but
seconds remain.
you've already got the puck, so you've kind of revealed that as well. And then AA, not really going to be a good AA game because of all of this. You know, worst case scenario, just go back for the Mizu Darkseer. Darkseer plus Tusk, that's going to be quite a nice one. But then, I mean, I guess it's going to be a Fort Dawnbreaker. So I was about to say, what's going to stop them from going like an Oracle or an Enchantress to really stop this lane? But I think it's nothing that they should be overly concerned about on Motivate either, like, unless it goes super late. And even then, these Wall of Replica illusions aren't that insane to be able to have to deal with in the super late game.
Are you a fan of the Darkseer? I'm trying to convince myself that I like the pick. I just don't see how...
It's because it's Mizu. That's why you're trying to convince yourself.
If it was a Mizu, you say you wouldn't like it?
Dire crew ban.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, like, everything about it seems fine. Like, the Tusk is a good pairing as the lane. You've also got the Puck, who obviously is going to take great advantage of the vacuum. Hell, you can even just Dream Coil and vacuum people out of it to snap the coil as well, which is always a nice little bonus as well, right?
10
But
seconds
my issue is that, again, early on, the damage just
5
isn't
seconds
quite there
remain.
for Nigma Galaxy. Like, Tusk
Radiant
is, of course, very physically oriented. Dragon Knight, Mars, they're heroes that don't really care all that much about it. Dawnbreaker, like I've been saying with these newer heroes, they've all got some sort of method of escape. So you should be able to use the Celestial Hammer, for example, to avoid any kind of Ice Shard trap. Just these sorts of things. So you've got 4 strength heroes right now on Motivate, and nowhere really to deal with them once it gets to, you know, the mid stage of the game.
Are you surprised they let Jackie's Deuces still in the pool?
A little. I mean, the Wall of Replica. Maybe that's what they're thinking, is like, let's let them get the hyper carry. Let's just try and turn it around onto him.
Yeah, that was kind of my thinking in my head as well, but it's a good matchup versus the Puck. You said the shards could be an issue. You can go Hurricane Pike, or you don't care about the shards, you stand your ground. I think you want a range here versus the Darkseer, and it's a great matchup with Io. Like, the reason why I'm considering... Okay, so they go...
Don't hate it.
I'd like... Yeah, What is the difference when a Gyro and a Dusa, like, what would provide you?
Well, a big part of what a Gyro also... Well, it comes online a little earlier. It's also a pretty good lane to be able to punish out the Darkseer or the Tusk if they look to dive a bit deep. You know, you can look to put 1 point in a Rocket Barrage and actually get a decent amount done. And then super late, you get the Wall of Replica off. A big part of why Gyrocopter is strong, especially as the position 1 in the late game, is the Flak Cannon. But Wall of Replica illusion isn't going to have any sort of Flak Cannon damage coming out. So it's even a nice way to make this Darkseer pick not even that good in the super late stages.
I'm looking at Morphling for Nigma Galaxy. I think the matchup versus Eye is great for the burst, the Mars as well, and Replicate for Gyro. They might not go down that route because I think you always want a melee carry with your Darkseer though. They banned out Ursa, Lifestealer, Slark, and Wraith King. Like, 4 of the better matchups with Darkseer is now gone.
Morphling kind of likes to get up there in the thick of things though, right? Especially if he's got a Gyrocopter to morph into.
I just think he's not like ideal shell. No way.
You could just put it on Puck instead, right? Puck and Tusk, and I think you'd be okay with that.
So, what else could you go? It's a lack.
In your dream hero that fits well with this draft.
It has to be damage. Like, you're gonna need someone with a lot of damage that can go late.
I was about to say the Slark, but they banned it out on Motivate with their last pick. I think that would have been a great thing against this like tanky lineup where you just become an absolute beast because of all of the stolen stats that you're able to acquire.
You could jug.
Honestly, you could.
I feel that whenever I see Jug, like a hero just feels right now, but he's always like the fifth hero on the list. Like you go down all of them, you get to Jug. Maybe he was a bit lower.
He's a
than
jack
that.
of all trades, basically.
Like I really think he's just even lower than maybe fifth, but pretty good.
I like your Morphling suggestion.
Yeah,
I like your Morphling. I think just anything that's able to immediately.
I saw that and I'm like, I don't want that. I don't want the Luna. I just. Okay, so it's got mixed damage versus the Mars, which I think you need. I think any hero you pick versus Mars either needs a way to get out of arena, or you need a way to not worry about Bulwark. So Luna kind of does that with Beam Eclipse. Provides you a lot of magic bursts, which is nice because you've got a team fight to utilize with it. Coil, Darkseer. I don't think he uses Surge too well. I don't think he uses Iron Shell too well, but they did need a way to take towers, so...
Yeah, it gives you the tower push. There's not even anyone that really makes use of the Luna Blessing other than Luna herself, right? At least with the IO, I suppose, you're able to get the glaives bouncing around to heroes, like, guaranteed. You're not going to be looking to take on one hero at a time, basically. So there's that, at least a little bit. But I don't know. I really like Motivate's lineup with this. I think they're going to struggle with trying to kill even the simplest targets, to be honest. Maybe in the laning stage with a Tusk, of course, but beyond then, I think it's looking pretty rough for him. So,
okay,
yeah, I'm gonna go Motivate.
So, well, let's look at this. I think Motivate are gonna really lack ways to deal with Alacrity for the first 14-15 minutes before Fearless gets Blink. That's even gonna go later and later if Mastros has a rough lane. Do you feel like Mastros will struggle versus Luna Snapfire?
Potentially. I mean, I feel like Q is gonna do a lot of the zoning out though, so it's not going to be quite as bad for him. I think Q's understanding of his limits is very good. Just being able to constantly push the edge and make sure that he's getting out on barely any HP and taking a lot of the attention away from Masteros so that he can actually focus on getting working towards his next item as opposed to spending it on regen. So yeah, I think if Nigma Galaxy are going to win this, they need to crush the lanes. Alacrity isn't going to do it because he's against a Dragon Knight, but other than that, the side lanes, I think, need to be going completely dominant for Nigma Galaxy to have a shot.
And you're not expecting that to happen? You don't really think these side lanes are going to go...
Anyo.
Very good.
Like, I mean, you mentioned it's being hard to kill the puck, but if Luna's not alive, you're not pushing any kind of towers, so I feel like they're just going to go for Luna instead. This is one of those drafts. Remember when I was talking about last draft where, sorry, but they had basically not taken the bottom towers at all because you don't need to worry about the lineup to try and take Ancients. They don't have a hero that takes Ancients. Luna would love to take Ancients. Yep. Same sort of thing with the Gyrocopter. So I feel like there's going to be a lot more emphasis bottom side towers on the map as opposed to, for example, the top tier 2, because Nigma Galaxy, they've got a stronger Roche lineup, especially with the little shredder with the tag team, and of course if you've got 5 heroes there, the Lunar Blessing gives you insane value. But Motivate, not so much, right? It's a lot slower, and there's no real hero that absolutely wants to be on the front lines and having it. If you're looking to give it over to Fearless, then Second Life, he's not going to have the Dragon form, for example. So I feel like you'll probably look to take top tower and Motivate, but then look to focus more towards in their shoe.
Fan of a Tusk playing tri-lane for the first literally 30 seconds before even the real one creep dies. Tag team is just so underutilized, I think, at the early minutes in the game. Like, you can get first blood, secure your safe lane, at least secure the early waves in that safe lane thanks to the kill. And I think there's got to be huge importance on dealing with Enryu and DK, because I think Alacrity, we've seen what he can do on the puck. I think there's a lot of weight on his shoulder this game for how he can perform. I mean, can you consider? I know this is like Park's item build can be very, very flexible. Often, we don't see it go down this route too much anymore. But I think you need a goddamn wrestle, and I don't think Tusk is gonna be able to provide that. Does Alacrity think about going for it? Because I mean, we know what an Aya can do. We've seen Q's Dawnbreaker, like he likes Holy Locket Aghanim's, and I tell you what, that could almost do more healing than Io. Probably not, but it can do a lot. And then you're going up
Dragon
against,
Knight?
yeah, like it's just we can literally list off everyone.
Strength heroes, Gyrocopter
So-
that's buying a lot of stats. But yeah, Spirit Vessel is absolutely necessary this game. In terms of the tri lane, you can't think of much better ones to have if Jokan was to go top at the very beginning. You know, Luna gets a point in the Lunar Blessing. That's an extra 15 damage across the 3 heroes. You've already got a Blightstone on the Snapfire. That plus Little Shredder plus Tag Team. It's just so much damage to be able to deal with. So you would need to be essentially picture perfect with your positioning in the lane. Mars, I mean, Masteros, he would have the God's Rebuke, I suppose, to try and slow them down for a little bit, but a single spear isn't going to be enough to save you.
Oh. Goddamn, Fearless. What are you doing, my guy? What is it? Did we come to the conclusion that he's a circle or a square?
It was a circle.
Oh.
Pi r squared is the thing of the... Yeah, let me Google this.
No.
Pi r...
You know how they were telling us in school?
The area of a circle, there we go.
You know how they were telling us in school that we were going to use all this shit outside? Yeah, no, I can't remember the last time I used pi.
Were you one of
lied
those
to
people
me.
that said, I'm never going to do this, I'm not listening?
I mean, I listen slightly, but like, I will not lie. When have I used pi outside of school? I haven't.
Well, maybe if you were in like engineering or something like that, you might like to. But the only time I use pie is around Christmas time. That apple pie goes down a tree.
Apple pie do be kind of banging. I mean, apple pie I have any time of the year.
Apple slice as well. That's a thing here in Oz that you go to the local bakery. We're having a bit of a bakery chat during the break, and you're just not a man of culture. You don't understand the power of the Vietnamese bakeries here in Oz. They're too good.
Again, I've just uncultured swine who doesn't know pie and doesn't know Vietnamese food. So
You even say you don't like sauces. What do you like? I'm gonna ask you
me on the
that.
bus here. You can't be doing this.
What do you like? I want you to tell me that.
Okay, you know what Denog doesn't like? My guy doesn't like schnitzel. He doesn't like fries. He doesn't like ice cream. This guy
Literally, my
is like-
favorite foods
this
are you
guy
listing
is-
off right now.
I don't know. I don't know. Never
Ugh.
speak to him.
Why would you lie to the people? Like, the evidence is there on my Twitter. Literally, my latest photo is me having an ice cream.
No, I've already deleted it. So
You don't have access to my Twitter.
you don't know the powers I hold. I've got some pretty crazy skills. I said I don't know pi outside of school, but one thing they did teach me was how to hack someone's Twitter. And I tell you what, your Twitter's password's pretty easy to go through. I don't want to.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna dox you out for everyone. That would be a little bit hard.
Wyvern69 is the password, I agree.
Okay. Well, you dox yourself. That's all good. I mean, now they can access everything. You know,
All those DMs that I'm getting.
well, I'm sure themes are flowing.
Yeah. And Ben and Jerry's, Haagen-Dazs, they're all just flooding in, wanting to sponsor me.
Hagen-Dazs.
Haagen-Dazs, the ice cream.
What? Korea? What'd you say?
Japan.
Japan. So if you're saying that, obviously it's not something from here. Like it's just like Ben and Jerry's. Yeah, Ben and Jerry's banging. Haagen-Dazs.
Ben and Jerry's is American.
Yeah, I know, but we have it here.
We have Haagen-Dazs here. You literally found the retail store. Anyway, ice cream is great. It's all good.
Mochi. The mocha.
Oh, mochi is a thing.
Are you sure?
So white. So white. Haven't been to Vietnamese bakeries. Don't like sauce. Don't know what mochi is. I've never left the country.
If anyone's gonna have a session with Ben and Jerry's, it's you. The
It's overpriced for what it is.
I definitely
I'd rather go to a nice gelato place as opposed to an.
Oh, love me some good ice cream. I mean, now it's heading to summer. It's just getting. It really do be the time of year.
We're in dangerous territory.
Yeah,
right
it really
now.
is. Like, it's just like a tub could go down so easy some nights. Oh, I just wake up and I'm like, oh no, what have I done? That tub just disappeared.
Remind me after the game, because I'm pretty sure at Coles or Woolworths, I bought a tub of Haagen-Dazs ice cream when I went the other day. So I will prove to you that we have it here.
I mean, I don't doubt you. I'm just doubting the fact that it's something I should know. I mean, Dusk
You
ice
should
cream.
know about it.
Was, but should be worthwhile. Motivate up against Nigma Galaxy. Anyone that is tuning in, keep in mind, this is going to determine upper bracket and lower bracket Nigma Galaxy. They need to just win one map here. Ideally, you win the series, take the 2-0, head into the playoffs with some momentum. But, you know, they were able to 2-0 Neon in the group stages. So if they were to tie them after everything's said and done, then they would win on head-to-head. But keep in mind, if Motivate 2-0 Nigma Galaxy, then it'll be Motivate going through along with Neon. So we'll keep reiterating a little bit as we go forward. But last series of the group stages, what a cracker we have to end out the 11-day bender that we've got. And playoffs will be starting in the next couple of days. But this is, I'm excited, man, because Nigma Galaxy feel like they're being... You feel like they're experimenting a lot of things? Like what do you feel like's going on with this team? Because same with Polar.
Something completely different. Much of the case, and they're actually lanes up a little bit here. Set Zero joining together with Massaros. Got Q backing up Jack. Is Mizu with the Darkseer. He has the Quelling Blade, so he's gone for a little bit of the karate chop to make sure that he can outlast hit the Gyrocopter, who is notoriously bad right click. But yeah, look at what Q
so
does.
stupid. Far out. That annoys me so much. When Q just did 2/3 of Darkseer's health with with full swipe. Why is this a oh. I don't like
That's
it.
the power of Galaxy Mummy.
Galaxy Mummy.
Yeah, she looks like she's from Star somewhere. I should know.
Some random world.
It's 1 a.m., alright? I'm allowed to be a little delusional.
I mean, this always comes up. You get the late stage, the early AMs. You got some delusional casters right now. And I pray for everyone.
Well, Q's just going to do his job of zoning out 2 people. Very balanced.
Cool hero. Just
Not even needing the Celestial Hammer.
Radiant's bottom
Daybreak
tower
is
will be
enough.
under attack.
well, this looks like it's going to be pretty much free farm for Jackie. How about these other lanes? I mean, mid, it's going to be... I mean, all Fearless, Alacrity should still get farm, but I feel like the big issue with the Puck versus DK matchup is Puck really wants to make rotations, and Dragonite forces you to cement yourself in this lane, and it's exactly what the Puck doesn't want to do, and he's very vulnerable to ganks early. You could see Ire and Celestial Mummy make these rotations.
There we go. You're getting on board.
Top lane? Master's taking a bit of damage here, but once again, you don't deal with the Ire, you don't deal with the other hero, so Masteros is okay.
Mid a little bit, you know, Fearless has taken a decent amount of harass.
Is Ire okay, actually? Fairy Fire pop, yeah, it gets out to safety.
So Alacrity able to take both water runes, so nice little bonus for him. Try and cancel that salve if possible. Fearless knows to get back in time. I mean, I feel like this is the sort of lane that even though it is DK favored as well. Sorry if that was a bit of T-tours that you weren't able to look at because you were listening to me. But
I saw that.
that's good. All right, very good. Yeah, Alacrity is good enough that a favorable lane for the Dragon Knight is probably still going to be just fine for Alacrity.
Yeah, quite often we see a puck will not put... it's interesting. Sometimes it's nice having phase shift just to dodge the breathe fire. Of course, stop a little bit of the damage over time. Be able to help with your CSing as well, because that damage reduction is very annoying. But then again, Puck really wants to have his abilities maxed out so he can de-push the lane by the time it comes to the DK pushing timing. So it goes back and forth. I see a lot of different builds here from Pucks. It's kind of just personal preference and maybe depends on some of the rotations.
I know it's early days, but it doesn't have a ton of last net worth here on the bottom side of the map on Mizu. Pull it out. And now with these level 2, level 2 in the Iron Shell, it'll make things a little bit easier, but still with 2 points to be skilled up on the Tusk, you would assume he's going to go 1 point into the Snowball and tag team. I really do feel like it was a missed opportunity, though. These lanes go even better than they already were, just by having Joe Camp be up on the top side of the map at level 1.
I do not see why you would not do that. Like, it's literally a free first blood with tag team. Like, yeah, maybe they just don't come, they sit in the tree line. Okay, you missed the opportunity, but like, just make the attempt. Like, tag team's such a stupid ability, and when you're combined up with 2 other heroes, well, they did get the kill previously. They're making another attempt on set 0, which almost falls. Master, so it's not going to have enough damage in the tank, so Poloson should just scar himself out on one leg. What's going on? Is this Sapphire wonky to you?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
He's just doing a... I'm trying to remember my Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. I don't know.
You a skater?
No, yeah, I just played Tony Hawk. I was younger. It's a boomer thing, don't worry.
Okay, fair enough. So you did the melon trick. Oh, guys, look at me.
No, it's a manual. I'm an idiot. It's a manual.
I really preferred melon, honestly.
I hate melon. You know my opinion on melon on my fruit tier list. It's not high.
Coil mid lane. Hang on, what's going on? Alacrity? Maybe hoping Fearless makes the mistake that he breaks the coil, but that is not gonna happen. Fearless a little bit too experienced for that one.
The next set of spells, though, to be able to potentially pump in onto Fearless. Yep. That's getting a little bit too keen there.
No.
From Mr. Circle.
I mean, that's not how this matchup's supposed to go. Top lane.
Oh,
Cookie
nice
actually lands. Beautiful play from Poloson, and now they turn to work out a little bit of extra damage on Mastros as well as Poloson's doing it all. Some body blocks, some cookies to perfection as this melon mama's doing everything.
Not the melon.
Alright, so Fearless still has this catapult wave, which is really important.
I mean, it is, but you got this Tusk rotating through as well. Like, there's potential for a little bit of a turnaround here. High shots.
And they've also got Poloson on the back line, so Fearless needs some assistance. They're going to get it from the Celestial Army fast enough. Fearless, let's see if the 3 points in the passive will keep him alive, but Alacrity's just... I mean, there's a reason why you pick Alacrity's puck this early on. Against an unfavorable matchup, Pishon, you know, he can still play it.
Yeah, he's styling on him right now.
Well, I mean, bottom hasn't gone too great for Mizu, but we see... I think we've seen him not have the greatest Darkseid lane last time he played it, and he just went back and took stacks, so... At least there's a way for Mizu to catch back up. You are giving absolute free farm to Jackie, which has to be a worry. What? There's 3 extra heroes top. Motivate gonna be so confused. Hang on, like what? Why is there 4 heroes in my lane? That's like, guys, hang on, everyone getting something out of the map? Okay, this might be alright. Not if we lose also Io. So the ball light's gonna end up dropping there. Killing spree somehow for Puck, and we were saying that I think this hero really needs to snowball to get to a stage where he has items, maybe like an early Aeon, use something to keep him alive against the DK and the Mars.
Maybe. I mean, you've got the Tusk for that, kind of, right? And the Cookie as well. So you've got plenty of save potential through the rest of your team. I really do feel like he just needs to itemize for pure damage, whether it might even be that Spirit Vessel that he ends up going for, right? Oh, no, it's the Tusk going for the Spirit. He's already got the Urn of Shadows. Obviously, the early game going very well for Nigma Galaxy so far. So it makes it feel a little bit better that you're still going to get it around some of these good timings, maybe even before a few of these BKBs come out.
I wonder, I mean, no stacks at the moment at the Ancients. I would like to see Dai move on over and just try and block up the Ancients and the Hard. I think we haven't seen any stacks so far just because of how the Luna and Sapphire has been playing very aggressive up in Masteros's grill. So it hasn't really given enough time for Z0 to try and enable the gyro.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they're trying to solo as possible because, of course, with these big rotations through, if you're able to land an arena, there's, you know, obviously huge potential for some kind of turnaround, especially like arena. Solar Guardian seems like the way that they're going to be able to actually play into a lot of these. They are lacking damage themselves a little bit in the super early game on Motivate. It's just that at around the 20 to 25 minute mark, I feel like that's where their lineup's really going to peak and killable sense to them.
Where they have 7 kills.
Yep.
How they have 7 kills? I was just not expecting this. Coming, I'm like, yeah, you know, Motivate. The mid lane's gonna go great. Bottom lane, well, I feel like that's the lane we expected to. At least that's going to expectations. Top's not going as well as I thought as well. So, yeah, Nigma Galaxy, they're playing this laning stage exceptionally well. But have they started stacking? Yeah, there's a double at the Hard, double at the Ancients too. So either team is going to put a lot of importance on really trying to enable their position 1.
Yeah, of course. I mean, Mizu, he's been taking a lot of that hard stack as much as possible, just wanting to make sure that obviously he's keeping up somewhat in net worth. He's still sitting towards the bottom of the cores right now, but as long as we're keeping those nice and healthy for Luna to eventually rotate over and look to take, yeah, they're fairly happy with how this early game is going so far on the Galaxy. Again, just going to be dependent on how this sort of itemization keeps coming about, because Jokam, despite having the Urn of Shadows, hasn't been involved in any kills after that, so you're not going to get any kind of value through yet.
Yeah, you need to keep enabling.
A bit of a dive here. It is.
TP down. As you just instantly surged away. He's even forced to drop the wall for a defensive use of the ultimate there, but unfortunately Mastros can catch up to the speedy Darkseer. This has dragged them all the way down bot, so... Yeah, Yokam actually might just... Wait, there's no way he quite chops.
Oh,
wait, there's no chance. Yokam? Oh my. Woo, strength trade saving lives.
See, now imagine if he had that urn charge. You know, I feel like the kill on Fearless probably isn't the one that you're looking to go for. One with the much squishier heroes. Like, make a rotation, try and kill set 0, just so that you got the 2 points in there, so that you can either use it offensively or defensively to really aid with a lot of these early skirmishes.
All memes aside, this is not how you want the Dragonite to use his second Elder Dragon form. You're not going to get this tower now. Like, I don't know how you take mid, the fact that Alacrity's level 9. I mean, he's got...
Well, that might help. the double damage a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, the Elder Dragon form's about to expire. But now Puck just shoves out the lane. Two full use of abilities, no creeps, and I mean, Fearless needs a lot more emphasis on rotations, but you're not going to get that. Like, now Io needs to play with Gyrocopter, and Mars, like, maybe Mars makes a rotation around mid where he looks to drop the next arena, but they got to do it now, otherwise you're going to waste another catapult timing. This is, you're on the clock here with the DK.
The thing is, like, Masteros, they've been able to spot out the fact that this wave was pulled through. I think that might be a bit of a mistake, though, from Pot. And, like, you've just given a siege creep, a complete siege creep, access to hit this tower. So, you know, feels a little bit odd for me. No, if you look to commit onto the siege creep of the Dire side, just pull it back into the wave, but I feel like that did a fair amount of damage that wasn't farmed up at all by Nigma Galaxy, although in your dream, he's been able to rotate back through towards the triangle. He'll try and farm a little bit around this sort of area. No points in the Eclipse just yet, but to join in and make a kill happen here onto Q.
Just get a kill transition into an objective. Try and give Yokam some urn charges and some gold as well. That'd be the lovely thing. We highlighted how important this Spirit Vessel is going to be. I feel like it's okay now that it might come out a little bit later than I was really wanting to rush it because of how rough this laning stage has been for Motivate. But I like this. Just get Fearless up the top. Ideally, you want the tier 1 tower mid on the Dragonite at first. Like, that's best case scenario. But top is just so much easier to claim now. I don't know if Die can
Reload?
protect it. Oh, yeah, they're actually coming down bottom. And James gonna drop the Eclipse. He's got Mizu standing hand in hand as well. Let's see if the Luna's tanky enough to utilize all these ultimates. No siree, the global potential through the roof.
Sticking around for far too long, and that smoke didn't end up catching anyone.
They might punish them though. Yeah, Dire's starting to come back bot. Artillery is getting laid from afar. Mastros will attempt to TP, but Mizu instantly answers the call. So then we'll get some vengeance and back to the T1 tower.
Right, well, Mizu's definitely recovered a lot of his net worth. He's building towards the Aghanim Scepter, kind of like what we were expecting. They have no ways to look to disable any kind of that, although just going into the Blink Dagger on Masros here, I was thinking maybe the Yule Scepter just because of the double value in being able to take out the puck, triple value, you know, dodge out the Eclipse plus get rid of the Ag's Ion Shell. Might look to go out after the Blink.
I really don't think Mars is a good hero when you have a bad laning stage. Like, it just feels awkward with how you want to play. Like, you go Blink first, you want to fight, but you also want to farm. And it's hard to get the best of both worlds. It might be a little bit easier because you have really good global presence on Motivate, where you could be farming and then one stage you could just jump in with the Helper Relocate or like the Solar Guardian. So
like we just saw, yeah.
Yeah, like we just saw. So I want Mastros to have a game, but I don't know how much they can enable him here.
I feel like it's one of these games kind of similar to what we saw with Secret, where they play with, like, when Zai was playing the position 3, it wasn't really a position. So this time around, it's going to be Q, obviously taking up a lot more of the farm, trying to, you know, get BP enough so that you've got that. Just remember how low they were at the start of that team fight when the Eclipse was being used, and you just use that Solar Guardian while someone's tethered together. Jackie's going to look to get pretty damn aggressive in a lot of these engagements. So, because you can just stand there and fight. You've got Io healing you, you've got Overcharge, you've got, you know, Magic Wand, you'll have a Holy Locket, plus you'll have the healing coming through from the Solar Guardian itself. Like, it's a crazy amount of healing to just be able to stand there and fight, which just about to say underpins the need for the Spirit Vessel, but Jokem's changing it up. According to the Blink Dagger.
Caught the park. The Red on cooldown for a short duration. Beautiful timing from Mastros' speed, but it's needed and a snowball. Look at the combination. Oh, it's beautiful. 5 down, behind the tower. The wombo combo with a trap sprung. You deserve all the tips, Eurocamp. You set that up.
And then Mizu, of course, with the follow-up. You know, we were talking about before, we're trying to make this argument to ourselves that, is this Darkseer really good? How is it going to do in the laning stage? And then we just see that, you know, a back wall into the full combination. That's the wombo combo that you're looking to see.
Holy shit, that's the stuff for wet dreams right there. Nigma Galaxy, what a team fight. T1 Tower now claim 4,000 net worth lead. Have yourselves a fight, my lord.
Yeah, Snapfire was the one that did the most damage as well, by about 1,500 from the next highest. So, Mortimer's Kiss has really come in value. And got a, okay, that's something that I like on Alacrity. Veil of Discord coming out from him. Very good value item, especially against all these heroes that are pretty damn beefy to, you know, any kind of right clicks. You know, Gyrocopter, he's got 20 armor. You've got a Dragon Knight with all of that extra armor on top of, you know, base. You've got the Bulwark to have to deal with eventually. So just deal magic damage and try and take over the game with that before the BKB start to come out.
Yeah, I really like the item because you were saying there was going to be lack of damage, which really itemizing to deal with that, especially with the Veil. I think there's a more important one. I think also just we didn't expect the lanes to go this well, so they're such over leveled than what we were kind of expecting the lanes to collapse with after, and a lot of your damage at this stage is really all from your spells. So just Nigma Galaxy never stopped to impress me with how they can stop these team fights, top lane feelers. Got some extra reinforcements, and there goes all the sustain, and instant delta split away as Jokam, the space created, I suppose. That's 5 motivate heroes. So you better be hoping Nigma's getting something out of the map.
Yeah, they are. They're getting the BKB finished up for In Your Dream, so it's just going to enable them to fight a lot more, and obviously probably now, you know, you've seen the relocate used, you've seen the Solar Guardian used. you could definitely look to clump up around the Tusk being back. Alacrity's gone back to base, wanting to make sure he's got the bottle refilled.
Mastro's actually going to look to get the blink here, straight on top of the Luna. Alacrity will even look to join the fray. They don't have Mizzy though, which is the big combo they're requiring, and now In Your Dream forced to retreat out to safety. So 1 for 1, but at least Alacrity, that +1 factor does give them ample time for Luna to scurry on out. He's so farmed. Wait, how is Alacrity's farmed?
He's Alacrity. He's Mr. Pos 1, #1 in all of C. Jackie's in a little bit of a rough spot here, though. They've caught him in. Tag team.
Shy. He's got a lot of stats, but that's not enough. And no IO, no sustain. All alive to keep yourself alive there. So another big kill. Nigma Galaxy continuing to play this macro game across the map, farming and getting kills.
Division as well. Yeah, I was thinking maybe it was like a little bit too of an aggressive positioning there from In Your Dream, just because, you know, obviously they were only able to get the IO in fire, when realistically I feel like they were in such a stronger position right there. They didn't have 2 huge ultimates on Motivate Trust side. Put out here.
And Mastros doesn't have assistance until the last remaining duration of that arena. Can look at a trade 1 for 1, but now Phyllis is committed. Luckily enough, he's got an IO still to combine with, so they look to relocate out. Radiant, is there any response to the IO? Mastros is nearby.
The double damage on In Your Dream is going to help.
They actually break Fearless? But hang on, they think they can take the fight? Mastros has no arena, now you just force Fearless to BKB. In Your Dream will use his own.
For no reason.
Are they gonna look to Lush?
Why not, DD?
Okay. Might need some extra assistance. Mizu's also got Ags completed, but...
How does he keep doing it? He always seems to find farm. Right place, right time, nearly into the Blink Dagger as well, so... Next Wombo combo could come out a lot sooner than Motivate Trust might be expecting. Again, BKB check. Obviously, Dragon Knight's been able to pick one up. Still a fair ways away for Masteros here, and Gyrocopter hasn't even begun the quest for his, having just finished up that Ags.
Yeah, I mean, Jackie out of free lane, and the fact that he's 5th in net worth, like, how has this actually happened?
I mean, it's just a few fights that haven't really gone their way. You know, you've got an IO, and it's not even just the net worth, right? You also have to consider the experience. Luna's a couple of levels ahead because of all the experience that you're splitting with Set Zero.
Yeah, this is going to be worrying signs for Motivate, considering this is the hero that, like, you're like, all right, we're losing mid, top's not going the greatest as well, but, you know, Jackie, he's having quite the lane, so... Yeah, we got to be pretty happy about that, but the fact that now he's behind in net worth and you're not at the stage where he's pretty close to BKB, so this is just going to be giving up Roshan.
Yep, this time around they've got the Medallion of Courage. Actually, is it a Solar Crest now? Yeah, it's a Solar Crest on Polisson as well. So that plus the tag team plus the little Shredder, they'll have plenty. Give that little bit of extra HP over to Jokam there. All right, things looking good. Again, just as a reminder, Nigma Galaxy need to win 1 game of this best of 2 series to guarantee themselves a spot in that upper bracket. So it's a lot to play for. Certainly putting in a solid performance. So one worry for them is just making sure that they're getting enough off the map prior to those BKBs coming out for Motivate, because that's the next item being queued up by both Masteros and Jackie. Fearless here, even just popping his Elder Dragon form purely for farming purposes. Stick around this top side, maybe try and pick off In Your Dream, but again, you've got a silencer. Instantly here. Stop any kind of engagements.
Okay, so how do we feel about still when Dawnbreaker gets Ags? You're going to have BKBs at that stage, and IO sustained with mech is going to be pretty crazy to deal with. Like, we saw what can happen when Nigma Galaxy land your team fight. Like, that was a crazy fight behind the T1 tower mid. But do you think that Radiant can out-sustain that with the lineup they have once they... I think they probably need 5-6 minutes, but once they get there, can they survive the team fight and then turn it? Because it was expired. You know, once you waste the clips, Mortimer kisses, you can reset out of the wall. I think you're fine on Motivate. Are you in the same boat, or...?
I think you're fine on Motivate, but I think that Nigma Galaxy aren't going to drop everything at once. You know, I feel like the Dream Coil, as important of a spell it is, you need to use it to kind of bait out these BKBs, and it's basically open up the opportunity for Mizu to have that game-changing impact, you know, in combination with the Mortimer's Kisses.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Mizu's made the TP rotation up towards the top side, making sure that they don't get this tier 2 free.
I'm not sure if Mizu showed it or not, but they're coming down.
Fearless does have a TP, but no Elder Dragon Fall. Pushing though. Pretty cool DK set, right? Fire?
Yeah, it is. Very, very cool set. I don't know, I'm burning alive. Kind of sick of the persona. This anime dude.
A little bit. I am ready for season 2 though. Sure. Still need to watch season 1.
Yeah,
I know you do.
Yeah. I mean, I saw season 2 trailer. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it. I'll watch it. I need to. I mean, I cast Dota. I feel like I really need to know that.
You got to be on top of the memes. I can't say something and then you're completely oblivious when it comes to food. You know.
What? I reckon I have a better taste than you. Better taste buds.
Don't you start, Mr. Never heard of any kind of Asian cuisine in your life other than satay and butter chicken.
That's just so not true. You said one Vietnamese dish and you're like, oh,
Vietnamese, did you say?
Vietnamese. Vietnamese. Jackie still yet to have the BKB completed, so he's going to be still cautious, and Fearless is still trying to push out top to find his Aghanims. And there's still a little bit of damage on the tower.
You're just looking to get any farm that they can on the bottom side of the map. Jackie's so close to picking up that BKB. Going to come out on the courier. He's sending it just to where the tier 3 tower is so that it's ready for when they look to relocate back. So now they're okay to be able to take some of these team fights, but still feels a little bit awkward with that Aegis still 1.5 minutes remaining, but you don't want to give up this tier 2 tower either. Yeah. Good pressure coming through.
Well, they might be able to top the Aegis. Oh, Alacrity is actually going to look to jump at the end.
Ooh, the vacuum. Nearly got off the break.
Jackie just gets the BKB off, but meanwhile the artillery is just raining down Hellfire. Set 0. The ball of light will drop.
I mean, you're totally cool with that on Nigma Galaxy, though, right? You take the tower, you lose the Aegis that was about to go anyway, you get a kill, and you burn a BKB charge on the gyrocopter.
Yeah.
Nothing went wrong that fight.
Behold!
You've got the Aeon disc ready to be assembled up in a worst-case scenario if Alacrity does eventually get the initiation in onto him. So it might even force him to play a bit more aggressive in front of the rest of the team, try and bait out some movements coming through as Chokeb walking up towards the outpost, not wanting to give it up for free. Forces out the Elder Dragon form from Fearless, so I guess just wanting to try and waste some of the duration if he can. So, far up this hill do you want to go?
Q's still got Celestial Hammer. Might not get it off fast enough, but beautiful vacuum is rolled to the low ground, so now Fearless, he needs some assistance, but the rest of the team are running the opposite direction. They will not provide anything for the Dragon Knight. Another way seducing the BKB. Beautiful sounds of Alacrity. So good on Puck. Oh my lord.
Always right place, right time. I think it's a little good that IO just doesn't have a guaranteed way to save anymore. If you're on point with your vision and, you know, you're able to get a silence for a stomp, I think it's good.
Yeah, same.
Relocate. Complete get out of jail free card.
I don't know why they're posturing so aggressively down bot. Like why do you want to fight now when you weren't saving your tier 2 tower? You're like, okay, let's get Ags on DK, we need BKB on Gyro.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Why are you fighting now when you still don't have your items?
Yeah, I mean, it really did feel like the timing that they're waiting for was that DK BKB plus, Aghanim Scepter plus Masteros. He's only about 200 gold away, but, you know, the downside is you've now lost tier 2 bot, tier 2 mid, a whole bunch of the junglers opened up, so realistically there's only one place that you can be, either in your own triangle or on the opponent's side of the map. And you can just see here they've kind of like preemptively got a bunch of sentries up, so been around here by Alacrity. He's not just great at doing damage and making sure he's appropriate spell casting, but he'll also look to do little things like use the illusory orb over the high ground, making sure to check for wards if he can, as just misses out on finding Masteros there.
Radiant's
Maybe just backdooring at tier 1, excuse me. Why not? You know, they only had 20 seconds left on the glyph. May as well take it while you can. Although they might look to try and protect the mid tower, having to be careful about shows in the lane.
Taking fire. Radiant's top tower.
And remembering Alacrity does still have that Aeon disc that can be assembled at any time.
I think it really has to come back to the fact that this mid matchup went as appalling as what it did for the DK Puck. Like when matchups don't go how it's expected to go, it really crumbles on the type of style you wanted to play this game. Like you're expecting your DK to snowball to take early tier 1 towers, which will open up the map, which will enable you to farm as aggressively as you want. Hold that thought. I think they're defending top. Phyllis has got Aghanims completed. Mizu's hiding the wings. He's so ready for this jump. They're just going to counter initiate instantly. They'll jump on the Luna, instantly ward drop, and the snowball to save. So as soon as he jumped in, he's going to have to try and reset his position, but they've dragged him further under the towers. In your dream now needs some assistance. A quicker to safety, but that'll do naught. As Mastos will turn, drop the arena. Mizu's going to try and blink away. They're well aware of the direction he went, but are a little bit too late. So motivate. Solid fight. Finally, some signs of life for the boys on Radiant.
Maybe just getting a little bit too keen. I mean, Alacrity didn't even pop the Dream Coil that time around, not seeing the opening. Of course, having the BKBs used, it just shows why it's such a key timing, right? You can fight into the puck prior to him picking up the Aghanim Scepter. He did have the Dagon previously queued up, but instantly switches over to Ags as they make an attempt here onto Jackie. They snap the coil as well.
Jackie, they do have the Dragonite swing on over. The rest of the team as well, so Jackie's just going to stand his ground. Even Iro's looking to buy back as well, just in case. He's going to have to rely on the backup, but is the normal punch going to be enough? Thanks to the extra illusion, it is. But now Fearless, he's locked on top of Mizu. Surge on cooldown for a couple of seconds. That last right click from afar is Fearless with the Dragonite. Fired a killing streak, 591 gold for the bounty.
Again, though, well worth it. Buyback expanded. Carry for a position 3, you're totally cool with this if you're Nigma Galaxy. Now, they still don't have any kind of pushing potential. Use the Elder Dragon form. It's got 15 seconds until it's up for sure, but I mean, I don't think at this stage of the game a tier 1 tower bot is really going to change much of anything. Do also have that Spirit Vessel now completed for Jokam, so, you know, kind of going from bad to worse. You can just look to use it onto the IO. Change your target priority a little bit more. I know they've been going heavily into trying to burst down this gyrocopter, but kill the IO instead. That's just so much of the healing potential removed from Motivate's lineup.
We have seen how these fights can look though for Radiant. When you drop that Solar Guardian, you control an area, the sustain can be through the roof.
All BKBs.
Yeah. Do you feel like that can really continue, or is there something that Nigma Galaxy can do, just one slight switch up to make that not be a common occurrence?
I mean, I think, honestly, I feel like this game is kind of based on how Motivate look take their team fights and what the communication is like before them. Alacrity's going to walk into set 0 here. This would be a dieback, by the way, if he gets caught out.
He'll get no assistance, and also nice awareness. Anticipating someone else to be nearby like we so often see on an IO. They've got a deep lane ward, not that they'll need it. Jackie's still got BKB, nice back tap. Straight on top of the Snapfire, they're going to look to get rid of the kisses. Alacrity still hiding as well. It's going to be cautious, Fearless sprinting in a couple of seconds, but it looks like Nigma Galaxy want to stand hand in hand. As Mizu, he's coming on over as well. This Darks is such a key component for the lineup, as without the BKB, Gyrocopter has to keep retreating further and further back to the safety of the T3 tower, but he might not even make it. Ward drop, blocking the retreat. Finally, they'll lose out on Jackie. It's still going to cost him a task, but in your dream, he's looking to try and find an Abu into the team fight. The shot just blocking them all in. No escapers again. Nigma Galaxy, time after time, the team fight reigns supreme.
They're able to even rotate through to mid. They've got this siege creep as well. No buybacks on anyone except Dawnbreaker, and it doesn't really feel like it's worth it. So close to being able to pick up this Aghanim Scepter.
Another coil. They try and get the break.
They're just saving him. They're just saving Alacrity, just doing every little thing. You could see he was trying to go for the God's Rebuke there. Not on my watch, said Mizu, just vacuuming back into the oblivion.
And then people were doubting Alacrity when they brought him back from Makoto. My god, 11-0. Nilch. No deaths this game. What a performance. Really set them up for victory on Nigma Galaxy. As soon as you take the towers, the rest of the objectives fall, and that's going to be 2 full sets of barracks.
I really like when you come up with new words, nilch as well. That's what I've never heard before.
Nilch, nil, come on.
Radiant's top
People know what I'm speaking about. Nilch is
Nil and
a
zilch combined together.
Nilch
It's a
is
regional dialect.
Norwegian word for zero. Look it up. Don't believe me? No, you weren't supposed to do that. I wasn't supposed to hear the keys. The stroke's going.
And zilch, but Urban Dictionary also has a lot of things that aren't
Let's
words.
go. You freaking doubting me?
The last-ditch effort here. We're able to get it onto the Snapfire.
Okay, once again, another snowball. They just group up for a beautiful coil. We'll have to lay down the Solar Garden, which will give them at least some control through the river. The break firstly on the lap group. Another beautiful vacuum. Now Motivate. They sound the retreat without any possibility because the artillery raining down. Consistently slowing and dealing damage over time. As with the BKB on cooldown. Fearless is going to have to play around the unobstructed movement. It looks like Nigma Galaxy, they see a better targeting Jackie. This goddamn DK illusion, they get their own powerful black dragon to play with. No gyrocopter. And this looks like it might just be the end here as Nigma Galaxy. I mean, they don't even have a T2 tower left standing bot if they want to go take Megas.
Let's go do Roche. I think they want the absolute security of it all. Aghanim shot. Anyone, honestly. Probably Snapfire, I'd look to give it to, although Paulson, he's been pretty good at looking to play on the backsides, actually seeing a Crimson Guard coming out from him, just looking to protect the entire team from the flak cannon. So maybe Alacrity, just for the Waning Rift again. Just another thing that's going to be able to knock back, maybe combine together with the vacuum to make sure that you're breaking that Aghanim Scepter Dream Coil.
He's got a bit crazy right now. Looking to solo the team. I feel like that's a well-deserved death for that attempt. They're still sticking around. Okay. Another 1v1. And this time, oh, it's not fair. Go Camp, come on, just let it be a 1v1. Now they're hiding the wings. They're just waiting for the opportunity. They won't get it. A little bit too late with the relocate, and that'll cost Satsuri his life, and you gotta hope he's got a buyback. Even Mizu, he's just gonna rejoin. They recognize, they smell the blood in the water. Don't know, this one's pretty much well and truly over. Well, there you go. This has been quite the showing, honestly, from Nigma Galaxy. Still no deaths on Puck. As soon as the tier 3 tower falls, I mean, you're not going to be able to keep your barracks alive, so you have to start, but what do you do? It's only 3 heroes, no buyback on Fearless, no set 0 as well.
Radiant structure.
Gotta get crafty.
And this is the sort of thing that, you know, I always talk about the impact of having one of those backline disruptors. I mean, Alacrity is one of the best in the business. Just such fast fingers. He's got the safety net with having, of course, the Blink Dagger with the Octarine Core, Psychic Headband, Aeon Disc. Like, how are you supposed to catch this guy?
Dire have mega creeps.
The win that they need. That's the one win that they needed to make sure that they advance through the upper bracket. A bit of a shaky period in the mid to later stages of the group stage, but certainly come back with a vengeance. As Motivate, they're not a bad team, but it felt like nothing really seemed to work out beyond that lane stage.
What a combo. One last attempt here for Motivate. We'll see what they can do. Jackie off the full. In your dream, taking a lot of damage. It's an exceptional arena as well, so they'll do the first side. But now with everything expired, let's see if they can reset and go for round 2. In your dream, popping a BKB along with the clips. They're still fighting on top of the wall. And you see with everything on cooldown, it's Nigma Galaxy that should reign supreme to end the game. They don't have the damage left in the tank. The Celestial Mama can do whatever she hopes and desires, but the G's are dropped as Nigma Galaxy will book a ticket into the upper bracket.
Very nicely done. Pretty hard to give an MVP for that one, to be honest. I know Alacrity, you know, how can you not give it to someone that had, what, 13 kills, 0 deaths, and 20 assists? I mean, yeah, probably give it to him. But Mizu, I thought, was very good beyond the laning stage. Obviously,
Dire team ban.
Radiant crew ban. Dire crew ban. Radiant crew ban. Dire
See you later,
crew
Alacrity
radiant
Hero.
You gotta do it to him.
crew pick.
You gotta do it to him. Experimentation. What the hell is that? Let's go for a snap fight. For anyone that is intrigued on why there are no tiebreakers as well, because Nigma are currently same map count with Neon. The reason is because it goes to head-to-head in
10
regards to
seconds
tiebreakers, and because Nigma Galaxy, they 2-0'd Neon in the group stages. So it
5
doesn't matter if
seconds
Nigma
remaining.
lose this game, they'll still go through no matter what. So that should clear things up a little bit, hence why we're expecting maybe a little bit of experimentation. Sapphire doesn't make me feel like that's gonna happen.
It's early.
Radiant crew. Dire crew pick.
A crunch.
Man,
Unopened, by the way.
they really gonna do that to me right now? I'm smart.
I mean, the thing that I'm really looking at mostly is 34% of my daily saturated fat intake. And apparently this has 5 servings in it. Get real. Come
5
on.
servings. Yeah, that's
This
like,
is like 2, maybe 3 tops.
that's why I don't have Ben and Jerry's, because that's like 5 servings less, it says.
Radiant crew.
And I'm like, yeah,
ban.
I can do 1 tub of connoisseur in 1 serving. You can't be doing that. That's not fair.
Dire crew ban.
No ice cream over here.
Radiant
Or nothing.
crew
What's
ban.
this, man?
Ban.
What's
Normie
this?
stuff.
Yeah, why is it normie?
Going off right now, my copium sensor.
Are you a raider of the copium?
10 seconds
10
Emo?
seconds
Emo?
remaining.
My favorite meme is still
5 seconds remain.
overseas as well. So I love seeing like Pradesh Puppy
Dire
Yadav
crew
is the captain of Team
crew
Secret or whatever it is.
Ban.
What I found fascinating was watching other esports tournaments and seeing their own just their own memes and their own copy passes. That's interesting to me. Like every region for us has their own different copy passer, and you go to a completely
10
different
seconds
esport and it's just so
remaining.
different. It's
I love the ones that are based around
Seconds
NA, to be honest. Like
I
you
feel
know,
like
during TI near airport was always very good.
I mean, there's always an
I'm
airport one for a lot of teams.
I'm surprised that the one that didn't come out during TI, considering their lackluster performance, was
Radiant
there's one
crew
copy
pick.
pasta that says EG stands for extremely
Dire
gape.
crew pick.
Shadow Demon.
They just get that destroyed that it stands for that, and that's why they're part of the near airport region. But there's other stuff like that. There's also copy pastas about NA being like, everyone in America always
10
talks about
seconds
freedom and how they're so free, and people from like Australia or
5
Europe, they
seconds
don't
remaining.
understand because we feel like we have freedom, but after seeing the NA performance at these big tournaments, they're just so goddamn free in every single one on a game against them. So it's like
There's a lot of NA
pretty
hate.
enjoy that one as well.
A lot of
I
NA hate.
mean, I honestly, in all reality,
Dire crew pick.
Grimstroke.
or at least, maybe favor Europe and China a little bit just because of
10
history, and China
seconds
is just that damn good.
5 seconds remain.
Just want a big shout out to our admin Dougie for putting in the wrong score. Of course, I'm gonna call you out. How dare you make that mistake?
Radiant crew pick.
And now we're on the way.
Spirit.
Dope.
Here we go.
We're like,
This
yeah,
is a fearless hero.
back to we're experimenting right now for Motivate, just making sure my level 30 Storm Spirit is warmed up and ready for the playoffs in a couple of days. And
I wonder if they were kind of baiting this out, because we have gone a long way. Like this was the second pick puck that they did in game number 1 for Nigma Galaxy, and they let the only remaining spirit flip through that entire duration. So I'm thinking this is a little bit of a bait, because that Lesh pick came out instantly afterwards.
well, what do you feel like the Lesh provides against the Storm Spirit then? Why would they wait for this pick and then
I think it's just an insane amount of burst potential. So early on, but definitely around the level 6 timing on the Lion, they're just going to use this Lesh as bait, right? Like the Storm Spirit might be able to have someone, might be able to go on top of the Lesh rack, and he might have the Grimstroke with the Inkswell there to also buff him up. But if Lion's just around there to get the instant Hex off, you know, into the Earth Spike, into the Split Earth, into the Finger of Death with Pulse Nova, Storm Spirit can end up feeding his life away a little bit. So it's not like they have any insane form of save. So I want to see how Nigma Galaxy look to play around that bait potential.
And I think there's a lot of flexibility as well with Nigma Galaxy, with how In Your Dream does honestly like the Lesh rack. He will play it as a position 1. I don't think they'll do it this game. I'm just saying there's the opportunity there if they want to go for some sort of win condition for Alacrity mid. If they can't find it for In Your Dream, it's just nice being able to have that flex. I know China's another region that, you know, does that to a pretty decent level as well. But looking for Jackie's hero, what are some of the weaknesses that they need to kind of clear out here with the Jackie's pick?
Well, it's definitely not anyone based around illusions. You know, you're up against a Shadow Demon and a Leshrac, which is always the main concern. Oh no, not an anti-mage game, is
I
it?
was just gonna say.
I don't want it to be. Oh
That's so greedy with
no.
the Storm. It's so greedy. Yeah, no.
I'm at ease. I mean, it means that if they go for this, you know, burst potential again, you know, they've still got the ability to be able to turn things around. They even ended up banning out the Faceless Void and then picking the Wraith King anyway. Little odd, but I suppose anything again is just about providing that comfort from Fearless. It wouldn't surprise me if he was just very vocal about having a terrible time in that previous game, because he's not allowed to make any plays. The lane didn't go as well for him as he would have liked. You know, he's a decent DK player, but nowhere near on the level of like his Spirits game.
All right, what's left? Slark, pretty decent versus the Mars Wraith King. Storm Pounce is nice as well. You've got Lesh to take towers, so you don't really need some position 1 that can take objectives, because that's already covered.
All right. Stick with me here.
All right, let's hear it out.
Naga Siren, and then In Your Dream plays offlane so that we have a Mizunaga.
All right, so next up, what do we
Templar
got?
Assembly.
They do it.
Now,
Okay.
select your heroes.
So yeah, we're gonna see. I mean, it could be a side lane TA, but so they go for the win condition. So In Your Dreams playing the Lesh track, and they're gonna put Polis on as well in the Shadow Demon. So this is a really, really strong combo. Which I don't know when TI it was what one, but
TI
Shadow
4.
Demon. Thank you very much.
Ichi Gaming, Fenrir, and FY.
Just don't know how people do that. Shadow Demon Leshrac, yeah, incredibly strong combination. Used to be a duo, roam around, banish, set up for Split Earth. It's a great 1-2 combo in the lane. It's a little bit squishy, so honestly, like Mars and Snapfire they can definitely, banishments on cooldown, they could turn it back in their favor, but I like this. Like Nigma Galaxy have a bit more of a lineup that's not as cooldown dependent. You're going to have Alacrity on a TA, which should be a pretty solid matchup versus Storm Spirit mid. Maybe just about 60-40. It's definitely not a lane that Storm is too concerned about, but it definitely gives you now someone who can take Roshan a lot easier as well, which they were kind of lacking, especially being on Radiant. You want that capability.
I think the big thing for Motivate is they're probably going to look to spam out this wave a little bit, just so that they're able to hit up level 2 before... this is Q and Massera, sorry. Before Polison
How we feel?
Time around, just with I know I predicted them in game 1, but I feel like this just feels so much more like their style of draft.
It looked intentional.
It is a nice TA pick though. Like the positive thing for the Storm Spirit is that the Overload does at least take off 2 refraction charges because it's 2 separate instances of damage, which is, you know, kind of nice. I think it might even depend on what the situation is with, you know, these sentry wards. Are they going to look to block up any kind of camps in the Radiant Triangle? I think they absolutely should. Won't spot out though the Observer ward in the mid lane.
Oh no.
Well, they know they can wait around, I think. Gonna try and get back as quickly as possible to the rest of the boys.
How scary is Wraith King? That's a...
Oh no, oh no. Okay, Jackie.
30
Dude, don't go up that high ground.
seconds
That's
to battle.
death right there. Fearless, that's also close to death. That's right, probably didn't try and cut through the trees. Oh, they got him. Oh no! Oh, Fearless, what are you doing there, my guy? You're gonna make your lane even more difficult. Nice body blocks, and guess who? Alacrity. What you were saying is like, guys, come on, let's enable me, pick up a storm, ban on some heroes I don't want to play. You know, it's still my fault if I give up first blood.
They're just looking to go for more here. Wait, look at it. Try and turn it around a little bit. Not actually going for the Blightstone.
Got the stuns.
Certainly helps.
In your dream, the rebuttal for Motivate. They might even still turn it on Mastros. Policy. Oh. Okay, Earthspike off the mark. Mastros turns it, slams the shield. 2 for 2 when all things considering.
I mean, this might be the sort of example of them maybe looking to experiment a bit more with more ballsy plays, even if it's
Mine!
Oh, yeah, poor Fearless has to go up against now a TA when you've also given up first blood. So we'll see how he's going to be able to fare, but we also getting a Pango. Do you feel like this is something that we might start to see a little bit more heading into the playoffs? Because we were not seeing a lot of Pango through our days casting groups. I'm not sure if Mike and John got too many, as Setsuro... They block off the tree line. He can probably just make another way through. But yeah, do you feel like we might see a little bit more Pango into the playoffs?
I still think Pango's a very good hero. It's just a lot of teams weren't banning out the big counters to it. I think it just accomplishes a lot. It's strong in the laning phase. It gives you that that very long duration ultimate as well. So when you get into the late game, you're still able to... Yeah, might be in a little bit of trouble here, being at an early level 2. You're able to have the thing that can get through the low BKB timings, which is always very effective. So yeah, nothing wrong with it at all in my eyes.
Graves of nations.
Yeah, I think as long as you pick the hero in like the 8th pick or somewhere where you can protect it with bans, then I think it's enabled. But I mean, we saw early today where the Pango was picked up and there was just no Bloodseeker. Yeah, they answered with like a Beast and a Grimstroke, but I think if it's a hero that's going to be prioritized a little bit more heading into the playoffs, then I want to see bans to protect it as well. But what's his bottom lane looking at the moment here for Polisson and the Leshrac? Of course, In Your Dream was one of those heroes that died earlier, along with the Shadow Demon. So we're saying this is a strong kill threat lane, I think, from either team down bot.
Yeah, I believe so. You know, double stun, you know, done basically. Getting them locked into place, and you know, any kind of through from it, always going to be something that you need to take into consideration. Is just keeping the 1 point available right now. Lightning Storm or the Diabolic Edict. I kind of feel like it needs to level the Lightning Storm, at least just 1 level, so that you're able to constantly secure these range creeps.
Not for you.
Yeah, you don't have the greatest hero to secure them, quite honestly. So
I think 1 point is fine.
yeah. And in the side lane, it's questionable because like you want to be as luxurious in your skill build, but the more you get away from Edict is the slower you can take objectives, and still a position one Lesh wants to, I think, make a rotation relatively early to help take that offlane tower.
Yeah, sure. I'm not saying go away from the Edict build altogether. It's just before the laning stage, you're probably going to end up losing out on extra experience by not doing it.
Top lane. Been doing
And
good,
bottom lane.
What are they going on here? Looks like trying to stack up the poison pulse on his. Only got 1 level in this at the moment, so it's going to take quite a lot of stacks to do damage on Q. They're up to 4. And your Dream's got another round of the abilities dome, but the setup thanks to the lightning storm. This should be a kill. He really wants the last hit. Make sure the poison doesn't tick him out, but I mean, he's still going to be cautious. He's stuck around for a little bit too long with the shield crash once again.
That's very greedy though. You know, you had 4 stacks of the shadow poison in onto him. You didn't need to continuously dive like that, and didn't even have the tango running, I don't think, either. So
that's a classic one right there for you. Like,
yeah,
you want
greedy.
the kill? Nah, that's me, brother.
Get back to your jungle, start hitting graves again.
At least we got a game where there's, you know, a lot of kills. 9 early, 4 minutes in. Once again, we're seeing both mid laners have their small camp accessible, which, like, I don't know, I'm still on the train where even though the small camp got nerfed a little bit, I think you still block it, especially against these heroes.
I do in literally every one of my pub games. Why not? Maybe if it's not against a hero that sucks at taking these camps, but other than that, there's no reason not to in my eyes.
Bottom, some more brawling going out. Q's actually going to look to stand his ground and manfight, considering they're going on the Mars instead. Paulson tries to play around with the cell trick. Not enough health to keep him alive, and now Q is going up against the fairy pony and the full creep wave as well on top of that. So in your dream, picks up a solo kill. Nice little bit amount of experience. Can he get mass shots too? 2 for 1 bargain. No, it only has 1 point lightning storm, so not enough.
Yeah, that's all you really want. Fortunately for Paulson, he ended up burning the cell, trying to get away from Snapfire. Still gets a kill for the Leshrac in return, but not up that valuable experience to the Snapfire. Seen how effective Snapfires can be. Doesn't matter who's playing it, just by laying out those Mortimer's Kisses, especially when you've got these people that do want to be in on the front lines. The Pangolier, the Leshrac, the Mars, the Storm Spirit. It just creates so much space for you.
You do see top how Mizu's able to play this lane. I mean, as soon as Inkswell is a threat, you just swashbuckle instantly away.
Mars, bit of trouble here.
Polyson's 3 stacks at the moment. Mastros, what is he got? Okay, I like doing a health pickup a lot. If they, it's kind of difficult to find this kill like we saw previously, so just really relying on the sustain for this lane. Probably into. Do you feel like he goes hood? Or what's his ring going into?
I think it might just be a casual ring, just so that he's able to stay in the lane a little bit longer. I honestly wouldn't hate after his boots if he went for a range off as well, just to be able to stay against this.
Man, Yokem, what a stun onto 2. Gives enough time for Alacrity to start to contest the battle in the river. Phyllis just gets enough mana to zip over the cliff of the Roche Pit. But Alacrity's looking for an easy kill. Needs to make sure it's perfect timing, and yeah, simultaneous. Polison picks it up. We also got another kill up top as Jackie finds a solo on Mizu, so kills galore across the map. But 2 for 1, Nigma Galaxy getting the kill advantage there.
Arena bot lane as well. There's just kills happening everywhere on the map. Maybe there was
Dota.
Might have been a gentleman's agreement just to be like, hey guys, each other.
Just make a good old last game.
They've got a TA trap on mid lane. They're not going to be able to follow up here onto Set Zero, but now they're going to be conscious of that as well. Set Zero, he's just got the 1 sentry ward right now, but of course, whenever you're going up against a TA, it just feels like you're strangled into such a small area for farming. Have been any stacks built up just yet? Just looks like the 1 stack inside the Radiant Triangle, so nothing too significant. Fearless taking a double stack in his own triangle, and that'll be influx of neutral items coming through as well.
You see though, Phyllis is about 1100 gold behind the Templar Assassin. I mean,
TA things.
Yeah.
And this is like a TA that wasn't really disrupted in the lane. The ones that really get to me are the ones where you literally block all of her camps and she still finds a way to be 1,000 gold ahead.
I mean, remember the stage when TA would be versing Viper and would just like leave the lane level 2 and somehow... Man,
that was close.
Now Alacrity's just gonna turn on Set Zero. This hero does so much damage. Max out refraction already. Imagine if you could Sideblade off the Phantom Embrace. My god.
No, it doesn't need any more buff.
Oh, this hero is still so crazy. Like, we still don't see it as much.
It definitely needs to be the right matchup for it, but
Radiant's
And this one where they needed the win
bottom tower
condition
under
seems like the ideal scenario. And well, not going to worry too much about pushing forward. Obviously, still wanting those first few key items to be able to just stand and team fight. And go into that Dragonlance first.
Playing Mizu as well is in trouble. Jackie, perfect use of the chain control. Sets Zero finds development point as well in the Phantom's Embrace. So there's another Wraith King game here where we see Jackie just absolutely loving life. Top of the net worth, 302. Could you consider a Radiance because you're going against TA, or do you feel like Radiance is still just a little bit too slow? And you know, the build we've been seeing, like the Armlet, Deso, BKB Blink is more than okay this game.
I don't hate it, you know, again, you're not worried about the Shattered Image just because you toggle off the Radiance, so it's not even like you need to be considering that factor. I don't, you know, dislike it. It's just that basically the only hero that's going to be losing.
It's just actually going to come down bottom here with the first use of the roll in front of the team. They'll be able to bounce back and forth from the awkward positioning of that huge log. I believe they smoked under a ward. Listen, Q will pop, but they're just going to try and turn to deal with a snap fire. And I feel it's unfortunate we'll have to watch another teammate die.
I don't hate it for what you said about the TA. Obviously, lots of little instances of burn damage are good. But, you know, you've already got the Wraith King, who Wraith Fire Blast is damage over time, Mortimer's Kiss is damage over time, Inkswell is damage over time. So it's not even that bad so far. And it's only really TA that's actually right-clicking in these team fights. So the blind aspect of it isn't even going to be that good.
Look at the kill on Storm in your game. Might be a little bit too late. The Hex from Yo Cam just gives him ample time. Simultaneously though, inside the arena, Alacrity's in trouble. The Kisses lay down. Oh, the use of the globs. Too much damage for Alacrity to handle. That's a big kill to find considering his top of the net worth on Radiant. Even Jackie looking to taunt his way into the middle of the fight. They've got a Sentinel well in position for the Wraith King. With a 402 damage crit, will get rid of the Fairy Pony. I was going to look to try and deal with Mizu next, but Mizu's still got some abilities to utilize here. Actually goes aggressively away from the team, away from the escape route. As Mizu, another person to get critted down from Jackie, and looks like Fearless, he wants some retribution. Pissed off with how he died previously, and it's going to try and take it all out on Paulison. What the hell, Jackie, man? Dude. Relax. That's 3 crits that just assassinate heroes.
Yeah, but at least Wraith King can get kited. You know, that's the thing. He's not one of these heroes that has insane mode. Nice and basic. Just don't be next to him. That's the main thing that they need to be worried about right now on Nigma Galaxy.
Just don't be next to him, XD. Easy Dota. So that's Zero. Just another death. What's going on right now? I mean, we've really... You know, Southeast Asian Dota's been slowing down a little bit recently, but we're up to 27 kills.
These guys have anything to do about it, and you've also got the Blightstone now. So nice way to be able to take advantage of that with the siege creep wave. I think the mid wave was completely cleared out, so they're not going to be able to use it for that. But Jackie's happy to continue on farming, just get closer and closer to that Desolator. Of course, it not only enables you, but also the Mars just to be able to deal an insane amount of damage.
Fearless and Co. Another pick off here. We got a decent timing for Motivate. I'd like to see them smoke up. Mass Frost is already here, so maybe they don't need to, yeah. I was gonna say maybe like bait one person mid, smoke behind, drop arena, get a kill into the tower.
Things are kind of going out here on Alacrity. He realizes the importance of having that just so that he can always have his triangle to be able to farm in, but with all this minus armor and just pure damage, a bit of a tough ask to be able to defend against this.
He's going to look to start. He'll have to Orchid Polison and then look to turn his attention to Alacrity. There's the Blue as well. Once again, the damage obtained thanks to the artillery is too much for the refraction to handle as they'll burn it to a crisp, and along with the T1 tower afterwards.
They know in your dreams here as well. I feel like that's who Fearless is looking to go for. They know he doesn't have TP as well. That's why they made that move in. You know, just wanted to keep that regen moving, and well, in your dream, you've been caught.
Nice attempt with the split earth, but you said caught out. Fearless is gonna die. My lord, Fearless, what the? That's some balls of steel right there. Way too close for comfort.
Things going from good to better for Motivate right now. They're just wanting to take away all these little for your team to be able to help if they are going for any kind of aggressive movement inside the radiant triangle. Obviously, taking away all of that farm potential from either a TA or a Leshrac is always going to be a good thing. Shrinking the availability of farm being super impactful as yeah, she's starting to close in on that BKB, so certainly feeling a lot more comfortable once she's able to pick that one up. She'll probably be around the 15 or so minute mark. In the time that it takes for them to get to there, let's have a think about what Motivate might be able to do.
Might not have an opportunity, yeah.
I'm over here.
10 seconds on the arena though.
Mizu, great position for Polisson. So completely waste the Orchid jump in, but still Mizu's not really in fighting shape. But at least get the rolling on the charge up. That's the initial stun they need to blow out Fearless, thanks to Zap from downtown. But Jackie's looking to get involved as well. He's away from the team, but needs some assistance. Child level 12 and Child Desolator, but Jackie, look at the armor toggle Jackie. Oh, don't do it to him. Somehow survives on a slither of health, and now he wants revenge. He'll chase down Yokam. Can he find the angle? Okay. Well, they did everything perfect up until then.
Well, that death passing. That would have actually been a really big kill if they were able to take him out as well, because he was just level 11. So he would have been just having that really long respawn timer as well for the reincarnation, and then being able to go for that secondary kill after that, probably once you've picked up this key BKB on Alacrity, as well as Blink. You can see there the Yule Scepter on Leshrac. But considering they weren't able to kill him, even if they can do it now, it's a lot less time spent on the sidelines, and now he's got the Desolator as well.
This is going to be a big factor here if Motivate. I mean, you take one fight by Radiant's Triangle, even just a pick off, you could probably just link it into Roche. Playing around with their vision, Fearless is going to be cautious. Not the greatest way to start the fights. Even Jackie looking to get involved as well with the BKB reveal. They're going to look to turn it back on the heads of Fearless. All they need is one stun, and they can set up for more afterwards. As Mizu charging on forward. Have detection at the moment. Jackie's going to try and go down to the southern side. They're pinging it out. In between, he needs a blind stun. Look at the timing. That's a big kill to find. Jackie, top of the net worth. Don't look at any objectives, but I mean, you're more than happy with everything you've gotten out of the team fight. A 3 for naught.
I feel like that's a pretty big objective to be able to clean up, though. Just Wraith King not farming all the time, getting that reincarnation on cooldown. It's not quite as long as the level 1 cooldown, but still, you know you're enabled to make that aggressive move onto Wraith King, who, you know, understandably, he hasn't gone into the BKB just yet, even though it is going to be incredibly effective when he picks it up. Instead, opting for the Blink Dagger as his next queued up item. So I think he can look to go for another similar sort of move onto Jackie as soon as he reveals himself on the map again. That double damage picked up by Alacrity.
You reckon they can Roche with it?
Got the 1 point.
What?
Mizu got the item.
It's the item. Oh! Let's go!
It's kind of okay this game. Like, I'm not blown away by the game, you know? Like, it's going to be good against Storm Spirit, and it's okay against the Mars, but other than that, are you really hitting too many people with Swashbuckle? Like, you worried about reducing Wraith King's spell damage? Probably not.
I mean, Snap and Grim, of course, but yeah, you're right. Like,
Are you gonna hit him?
that's what I was. Yeah, are you gonna hit him? That's the question. I mean, it does give you 20% magic resistance. The stats are really nice. I feel like it's gonna help a lot with your lane shoving potential. Like, I want to see how much damage it does. You still need, of course, another combo afterwards. What's it? Does it give any mana regen? Yeah, 2 mana regen. 10 intel.
I just really good all-round item. Like,
yeah.
Everyone that was buying Falcon Blade, I could see plenty of people going into Mage there.
It's
instead.
2400, and like you can disassemble. Oblivion Staff's great with everything. Storm's got up once again. The Hex is about to expire. It's the perfect timing, so Yokam can keep that one initial stun afterwards that they were needing. And now they might instantly look to connect back with Mizu, who's setting up mid.
Jackie does have Reincarnate back up in 2 seconds, so
Mizu's gonna go for it. Gonna anticipate the move from behind him. He carefully pushes him up on the higher ground, which he will do. And Jackie's outie.
Well, now you can feel confident on Motivate. You know, they're just gonna turn it right back around. No Rolling Thunder available. You've got Storm Spirit about to regen with full health and mana. Might even look to people that Haystreet might be saving Jokam's life.
Poor Polison.
See ya, Paul.
Oh! Radiant starting to connect to the area.
Heavy
He's
commitment
gonna
for
waste a
support.
lot of time for them. Yeah, Radiant dropped as well. I mean, it just secures the kill. They need to get more out of it, it feels like. Jack is in trouble. First life taken care of. How do you protect him on the second one? Looks like just the threat of the turnaround is enough for Jackie to reset from the area.
Oh, they actually found Masros with the stun here. Don't think they're going to look to continue to commit, but I mean, I know his name's Fearless, but Fearless is pretty scared of the Lion. Constantly in the right position here as Jokem behind Alacrity, making sure that it would be a super deep dive that needs to happen into complete darkness if you're going to try and take out any of this backline. So he's going to need to wait until his BKB is available or until they're fighting in an open area where they've got a vision advantage.
I mean, we're 40 kills in, 20 minutes. Just give the last game back for the Southeast Asian staple of the brawling, but I mean, it feels like probably the next couple of fights are going to be based around Roshan. Who do you feel like will be favored in the pit?
In terms of just a raw one-on-one fight?
Well, 5-on-5, 1-on-1?
Sure. 5-on-5 fight.
Yeah.
I'd say probably Motivate, just because, you know, if you're able to land the soul bind onto people as well, it just provides this really weird area where, you know, you oftentimes want to be running in different directions. That plus all of the high ground around makes Mortimer's Kisses fantastic in the area. Not too many BKBs up either for Nigma Galaxy, just the one, I believe. So the Arena of Blood is going to have super high value, particularly against In Your Dream.
All right, hear me out. Instead of a buyback option, this could be additional function in the game, which is only available 45 minutes plus in. There's a 1v1 option.
So like a duel that's global.
Yes. Well, somehow you teleport.
You get tossed onto an island. Yeah.
Yeah, you teleport to a location on the map, and if you win the 1v1, you come back.
Wait, what happens if you don't win?
Well, you stay dead. I don't know. I haven't thought about it too much. It kind of came to mind. I mean,
Can you pick anyone to do it? Because I feel like I'm gonna see some Wraith King against Crystal Maiden.
Hang on, we got a big fight breaking out. Smoke on smoke. We're gonna try and lead on Mizu. That's the target you really need from Nigma Galaxy, but once again, Policy prime positioning. Might give Mizu just enough time to look to buy back, but again, Jokem. Oh my lord, the constant control, such an issue for Fearless. Without the BKB, Jackie's got to try and play around with the armor. Toggle is Q. Once again, repositioning them. But they won't have the buyback potential from Fearless, so a 5-on-4, a fight that Nigma Galaxy should be able to overwhelm them with the numbers. And now off the back of that, are they even going to catch up more? Q's going to blink on 4 to assassinate the Lion, but Mastros is still stuck around. So with 3 heroes falling, inside the pit they go.
Jokem has easily been the MVP for mine this game. Like, the amount of times that he's just caught out this Storm Spirit on the backlines as he's going for the kill onto the Shadow Demon is insane. Like, you can go about this 2 ways, right? You can either go some super defensive item that allows you to not die when Storm Spirit goes onto you, which Paul's kind of done anyway with the Ghost Scepter. So it means that he's not even really going to care all that much about the Orchid when it's used onto him. Or you could just have the supports having each other's back. So that's one of the downsides of having not 2 forms of initiating to begin with. You need to kind of like force them to make a decision about who to protect, and then, you know, oftentimes you can use that to give a bit of an advantage to your team when it comes to the lineup.
Yeah, we got to cast Jokem when he came back into competitive as well. I know he took a year break, I believe, and he came back with Galaxy Racer, and we saw his line, and my god, was that impressive. He was just finding Ravage after Ravage, was just exceptional Dota for him always, and it's never really changed from him on the line. Like, top lane, let's try to get some assistance. Paulson once again, and now Fearless is speaking. Jesus Christ, look at the crit.
DD on TA. This is what happens.
All right, so you're saying Fearless needs comfort. He's 6 and 8 on the comfort. Something's not going right.
It's just Jokem playing amazingly. That's it.
Oh, you got to give props to Paulson as well. I can't believe you said in the same breath, not even saying Paulson, as he just consistent saves.
Radiant's bottom tower be under attack.
All right, I'll allow it.
All right, good. Back on the topic of duels, so I feel like I've thought about it a little bit more. Maybe it's the carry versus carry duel and the mid versus mid duel, and I mean, it's Masros. It's gonna force JoeCam to try and duel.
Paulison didn't get the save, yep.
Yep. Big issues right now. Paulison, come on, gotta be better here. Masros, great timing with the BKB.
Ooh.
Not the best arena. Now, Radiant just gonna turn to deal with the rest of the heroes. It's Jackie.
Mega
Cyclone's up in the air once again, just trying to deal with whatever they can to kite the Radiant King for the beautiful water kiss. Q's just been having a free game whenever the ultimate's available, but this time it doesn't do too much. Blackwood's been able to reset with the BKB, but Mastros is back in from the wing to the team fight. Finds a connection on Mastros. He's waiting for the duel to bring himself back in. He's waiting for the opponent, but he can't find it just yet. With the reincarnation, Jackie's back in. Fearless as well with the BKB. Alacrity's just getting kited. Without the BKB in the arsenal for the Templar Assassin, they'll look to try and deal with him afterwards. The stun looks so goddamn beautiful. First life taken care of. Now with the respawn coming up shortly, they'll try and turn their attention, but in their dream, they've got no hope of coming back into the fight. Beautiful engage from Motivators. They bring themselves well and truly back into this, JoeCam. He's even looking to get back involved. JoeCam, what are you doing here? There's no place for you to be on the line.
Even just saying, run over my trap, bro, I'll save you. Pops the trap, gets the... Oh, damage actually not getting out. Onto Fearless. Before he's able to get the Blink Dagger through. Will he be able to escape?
Slow Blink. Oh,
Give yourself. Oh.
Okay.
Give him the zap.
Regeneration.
Is you.
But yeah, basically, Polly was trash in that... No, I'm kidding. But he was so close being able to save JoeCam there. Like, he was literally mid-animation for the disruption to be able to get the save off and completely ruin any kind of initiation that Motivate Trust had in that team fight. And that's a big win coming out from them. I don't believe any buybacks were used on Motivate to be able to come out in a good spot for that matchup as well. So Aegis used.
I think
team
just the
fight
Grim.
won.
Just the Grim.
Just the Grimstroke. So nothing too significant.
Yeah, I mean, considering you're taking the fight into the advantage that Nigma Galaxy had, but I mean, you cut the BKBs. Alacrity has to go up against every hero with a stun, so playing Dota without BKB is very difficult, and you just kind of see what happens. It really feels like Radiant play off the back of just the head commitment on Dire. You get the save from Paulison or the initial, counter initiation from JoeCam, and then you have the numbers advantage off the back of that, and then Dire heavily committed. But once Radiant waste their BKBs, or the team fight drags out with no rolling thunder, abilities on cooldown, then they can't really take long drawn out fights.
Yeah, and it's going to get to this point as well, because wouldn't you know it, look at what Masros has got queued up. He's got that old refresher orb available. I think a decent way towards, about 2,500 away, but I mean, it's come to the point where TA's BKB is 7 seconds. Lesh hasn't even bought his yet. So that's going to be a very healthy timer to have when around the similar sort of time that we're looking to see some of these double arenas. So it feels like, even though as good as Alacrity's been playing, he's level 21, I believe highest level in the game right now, it's going to go a bit more back onto In Your Dream to make the maximum impact happen around his BKB charge usages. So hopefully we don't get any, misclicks or anything like that being popped when we're just farming, as we've seen a couple of times from him today.
I was trying to think a little bit more about this Mars arena.
Speaking of In Your Dream, by the way, he has to be a little careful with his positioning. I mean, he's walking up to Jackie. I don't know if that's the target that you want to go on, especially considering no one else was revealed on the map at the time.
Yeah, I mean, Jackie, level 20. He's got that cleave talent. I really feel like Wraith King's in a good place right now. We've seen a lot of Wraith Kings through the groups and actually have really solid performances. I'm a huge fan of this Armlet Deso, Blink/BKB, whatever you want, third item. He's lane strong, you farm fast, you catch up if you have a bad lane, you take towers, you get involved in team fights, you scale well late game. I can keep going if we really need to, bottom lane.
Eventually have cleave on top of that as well.
He's going to try and charge. Dire a little bit late to the party here as Phyllis is away along with Matt, but they're going to try and deal with the first fight. They haven't brought it down just yet until the last time, but simultaneously Massos also deals with the Lion. So 1 for 1.
And Felix is being careful about where he's showing himself as well. He doesn't know that they've got this observer ward there yet, but they don't know he has an axe.
Once again, Felix going to try and zip further on the backline to do with Politan. Alacrity's even showing up as well. Who does the Templar Assassin want to target at the moment? The MKP also just got delivered. So it's a huge item advantage here for the Templar. They're just looking to reset, motivate instantly. They're happy with the triple kill. Censura just a sacrifice to the gods. I mean, he dies relatively fast, but everyone else should be a-okay. Maybe not Q though. Cookie on cooldown. And they'll just slowly chase him through, so well, they keep T2 Tower alive, but again, Motivator, your momentum starting to build up.
A little bit of extra on with the electric vortex. Hell, you nearly got the gobble up on Snapfire as well. So whether you want to use that onto Mars or Wraith King just to enable the team fight even further, who knows? But it does give you that extra layer of control, certainly. Two psychic headbands. Both teams going to be very happy about that. But with Masros picking up the triple kill as well, means he's only 300 gold away from that refresh roll that we were just talking about. Going to be basically right around the exact same time as this BKB on In Your Dream. See what they're able to, how these team fights might pan out, because they should be both like unknown factors, at least for the very first engagement, right? So first one is going to be very dependent on Fearless's Storm Spirit, maybe getting the Lesh to try and pop his BKB a little bit earlier than he might want to expect, as well if Q's able to get the Mortimer's Kisses layering out. And then it's how you're looking to follow up after that. You know, are we going to get full usage out of this double arena coming through? Level 20 arena as well, by the way, so extra stun coming through from the Spear of Mars.
Apollo. Then the target. Nice ghost into blink away. There's some very farmed here with the support. He's actually going to look for the angle, but Masros instantly answered with his own stun control as Fearless is out to safety. And, well, there's that early waste to the BKB, but it's going to be on the Templar Assassin this time. Where's Politan? He's nowhere to be seen at the moment. The Mortimer Kisses laying down straight on the forehead. Alacrity as they're going along with the line. Simultaneously, what was going on? Because they were all down bottom here in Your Dream, Polo, along with Mizu. Were they just holding hands trying to clear some creeps?
Jackie was down there. He had to TP all the way back to the base. But still, I mean, the fact that Paulson TP'd there meant that mid was completely enabled. I'm sure that was what the team comms were filled with on Jackie's end, just saying, guys, Shadow Demon's here. There's absolutely nothing stopping you from just continuing to push forward and kill this TA. And exactly what they did.
That's just bounty.
All right, so we've been seeing a lot of this Mars refresher so far throughout the groups. I am not sure if this is a potential why, but do you think like it gives you value for the Arena Blood regen? Like I don't know if that's a talent they've been going for. Like I've only thought about it the past couple of days.
They did in the previous game that we saw it, the Arena of Blood regen, but I don't really think that's the reason why. I think it's just kind of what we've been saying before, right? First one's to pop BKBs, second one's to actually fight.
Seeing in a choke point what it can do.
Like especially something like a Blast Ring as well, right? That Masros can actually like go in on top of the TA even without his BKB and not be all that concerned.
Second Roche is huge.
They have no shard yet on In Your Dream. He'd love to be able to pick this one up here.
And they're going to look for confirmation. Oh no. He's even worried as well. There's the gobble up straight in. And they'll use the BKB from In Your Dream, but simultaneously motivate. They're going to use their own BKBs to look demand fight. Fairy Pony standing his ground, content with the damage he's been able to do so far. With pressure out, Masros, double arena. Look at the diagram here. There's just no escape. They're stuck between a rock and a hard place. Alacrity. And you gotta run, you gotta hide. With the Venn diagram, no escape.
And you said you'd never use math in real life. That is a real life example of using it right there. Alacrity, he would need to make the play of his life if he's ever going to go for any kind of steal like this. Well, that was Mizu going for it. So that's a little bit different here, but yeah, it didn't work out too well, that one.
All right, well, bye-bye your objectives. AC on Jackie now.
Hello, Agshard on Masros.
Oh,
so, double spear with refresher with extra duration on it.
Not gonna be an easy high ground defense at all. considering.
Radiant structures be fortified.
That's close.
For now.
All right, what's the play? Who's he stunned? Stun and blink away.
I mean, Q's got gem. He's not quite in range for it yet, but still.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Jesus.
I'm keeping him highlighted with the gem range.
Look at the jump. Oh my god, that's what we're all about. Jesus Christ, Masters. That's right. You got to be forced out. Full set of barracks now claimed. And
This does feel like a different style of gameplay, though, this team. Like, it feels a little more
clowny,
carefree, I was going to go with.
Okay. They're starting to get a formation set up for this tier 2 defense. Azu trying to find the window. The banishment to lead. They're just going to use an early roll in front of us, so not really the perfect start for them.
They're able to burn the re-excited. I think that's all they really want at this stage.
Now afterwards, if they can make things happen for the BKB, but what a gobble up, an even better arena. Working in full. They all get stunned up. Alacrity's going to hope for the BKB TP out and be successful, but my god, Q just did them dirty. Gobble up, save, arena drop. They split them on 4th, they stun on 3. Oh, it's beautiful.
And then even just go through the back door with all of that minus armor as well. Desolator hitting it up onto the high ground. They've got paladin swords, so Jackie's perfectly healthy. Wouldn't you know it, the refresher orb is about to come up in a couple of seconds, so you can get double value out of this BKB. And just look to end the game, I feel. You got to test the buybacks. If they don't come out, just keep going.
They're well and truly tested. Roadcam Alacrity. Throne's about to be exposed soon.
Radiant's top
That's Ross, just trying control. Sophie's got a buyback, which she doesn't. Looks like what she wrote for our group stages, so 1-for-1. End the day. Motivating. Yeah, definitely. 9-9.
9-9 indeed. But yeah, well-deserved victory coming through there in a bloodbath, an entertaining game, a little bit